All right. Good afternoon, Fierce Forum. My name is Akil Sherman. I've been a certified personal trainer for 23 years now, and I am not the trainer that grew up with small waist, flat stomach, and a six-pack. That is not my history. All right, let's get into it. So today, I want to talk about what's the best way to call, what do I want to call this? Well, here's the thing. So like I told you, or you've heard me say on other videos, around 85% of my clientele have been women over my 23-year career as a certified personal trainer. And one of the most popular thought processes that I've come across in that time is ladies who have an idea about how they have a number in their head pertaining to how much weight they think they need to lose. And so that in itself is a bit misleading. And what I mean is, for example, think about this. A lot of times, ladies, you have an idea about how much weight you want to lose, and you're kind of comparing apples to oranges. What I mean is, if you are on the other side of 35 and have children, some of you all are aspiring to get back to a weight or to a size or to a shape that you had like in your early to mid 20s. And I'm not saying you can't get back to, you can't create an awesome body. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you have a number in your head that is really unfair. And what I mean specifically is that you have to take into account where you were then and where you are now. And so, for instance, if you were in your, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, for instance, and you weren't engaged in physical exercise at all, okay? You were, say, 23 years old, you liked your shape, you liked how your clothes fit, and you were not engaged in any weight resistance training, and you weren't engaged in any cardiovascular exercise, that your body composition itself was different. And what I mean is, you likely had less muscle mass, much less muscle mass, because you were what we call detrained, meaning you didn't engage in any exercise. So your muscles, your muscle fibers, your muscle mass, it wasn't doing anything, pretty much. Now, if you're on the other side of 35 and have had children, number one, you grew a whole human in your body, and so that changes your body. I don't mean just, your weight and whatnot. I'm talking about from a biological standpoint, like you grew a whole human inside of you. Okay? And so that obviously changes the makeup of your body. The second thing is, once you begin to engage in consistent weight training, which by the way you should, once you begin to engage in consistent weight resistance training and consistent cardiovascular exercise, though your body composition itself will transform. And it just won't look like a body you had when you weren't engaged in any exercise at all did. Let me say it again. Once you begin to engage in weight resistance training and cardiovascular activity, you're going to create a new body that is not going to look like or be like the body you had in your 20s when you weren't engaged in any exercise at all. And the other part of that is, let me say it like this. A lot of times women, you look at where you are and you say things like, well, I need to lose 20 or 30 or 50 pounds. You have this number in your head about how much weight you think you need to lose in order to get to the clothes you want to wear, or how you want to feel in your body, or how you want your body to look, or something else. And what I would say to you is that the results you're looking for, the body you want, the way you want your clothes to fit, and the number you have in your head are not necessarily related. So let me write that down. The way you want your clothes to fit, or the way you want to feel in your body, or the way you want your body to look, and the number you have in your head or the amount of weight you think you need to lose are not necessarily related. The way you want your clothes to fit, the way you want to feel in your body, and the way you want your body to look, and the number you have in your head, or the amount of weight you think you need to lose, aren't necessarily related. And what I mean is, like, if you, for instance, are 200 pounds and you think you need to get to 150 in order for you to like the way your clothes fit, for you to like the way your body looks, to like the way you feel in your body, they may not be related. Like, you could be at 200 pounds, you can get to 170 and be like, oh wait, I like this, I'm straight, I'm done, I can maintain this, and I'm sweet, I'm done. Like, that's very real. That's very, very real. Because it's like you have this idea in your head about, where you are, where you used to be, and then you start to estimate, like, okay, well, if I get to this number, then it'll all fall into place. And I'm saying, like, it may not be as much, you may not have to do as much work as you think you do. That's what I'm saying. Like, this happens a lot. Like, a lot. Because that's why I'm not a big fan of the scale. You won't hear me promote weighing yourself. Like, I only recommend weighing yourself like once a month, because the scale doesn't tell you the full picture. There's some trainers out there like scale. I'm like, no, because number one, the scale can be demotivating. 1, 2, normal fat loss is 1 or 2 pounds per week. Let me say that again. Normal fat loss is 1 or 2 pounds per week. So hopping on the scale 3 days in to your new behaviors and your new habits, and you don't see any real movement, you may see like 3 or 7 ounces, and you're like, man, this shit ain't working. It's like, yeah, it is working at the pace it's supposed to, but you're engaged in an activity that's demotivating and not supporting you. And so I always tell my clients, hey, never mind the scale. Try on the same pair of pants on the same day at the same time every week. Or take pictures in the same clothes on the same day at the same time every week. And just have those as comparisons or measurements. Because what the scale is not going to tell you is that your blood pressure has improved, that your cholesterol has improved, that you have more energy, that you feel better in your body, that your pants fit better. And here's the other thing. Especially when you're new to exercise, there tends to be some initial weight gain. Like, if you hop on the scale within the first 3 weeks and it's either you haven't been exercising in a long time or you just haven't exercised at all. Your body is going to retain extra water because your muscles are trying to repair themselves. Okay? So, in order for your muscle fibers to repair themselves, The body's going to hold on to excess water to allow that process to occur. The other thing is, one of the other reasons you're going to hold extra, while your weight will increase or stay the same, is that your glycogen levels, meaning the amount of sugar, you're holding additional sugar in your muscles. Okay? And that's normal. That's normal. So, and then at the same time, guess what else is happening? Your clothes are fitting better. That's why some, like, inches change, but the scale doesn't. That's why. Some trainers will say, well, muscle weighs more than fat. No, that's not science. 1 pound is 1 pound. What they mean to say is that muscle weighs more than fat when measured by volume. Meaning, like, if I have a box here, like for instance, this is 5 pounds of fat. This is 5 pounds of fat right here. This is a replica of 5 pounds of fat. 5 pounds of muscle would look like this. And so, muscle takes up less space because fat is all over the place. Muscle is tight. So 5 pounds is 5 pounds, but muscle takes up less space. Okay? So that's a little science for you out there. But coming back to the original topic of this conversation, again, I want to reiterate that, you know, when you are starting out and you are looking at where you are beginning and you are looking at where you want to go, number one, it can feel very far apart. And that in itself can be a bit overwhelming and be demotivating. Excuse me. And what I would say about that is take solace in the fact that when you are doing what you need to do, you're going to get where you want to go. I said, when you're doing what you need to do, you're going to get where you're trying to go. So I'm saying that to me, if you're exercising consistently, you're drinking your water, eating your leafy green vegetables, getting sleep consistently, your body's going to transform and you're going to get where you're looking to go. You don't need to hop on the scale. Because here's the other part of this story. If you've been out of the gym and out of a health and fitness routine 3, 5, 10, 15 years, you're not going to get back there. You're not going to get where you want to go in 3 weeks, in 1 month, in 2 months, depending. You know what I mean? So I understand the desire, because when, you know, what happens is maybe we're looking at pictures, or maybe we trying to outfit, or we just we move a certain way, and we're like, damn, I do not like how I feel in my body. I don't like the way my body looks, and we want to change immediately. And so with that ferocity and that desire that we have, we want to be like, man, I want to just get to where I'm trying to go. But that's just not how it is. And that is why, again, I'm not a big fan of the scale, because the scale makes the whole task feel like you're not making any progress. So that's why we don't want to use the scale and allow the scale to dictate, you know, your progress. So again, like I said, the main purpose of this video, I was saying that, you know, if you've ever been like, man, I need to lose 20 pounds. I need to lose 40 pounds. Probably not. Probably not. You probably need to lose half of that. Maybe. Because one thing I love to ask my clients, I'm like, okay, like whatever, like for instance, if there's a weight goal in your head, my question is usually, would you care about the number on the scale if your clothes fit like that if your clothes fit like you want them to, if you feel like you wanted to feel in your body, and if you look like you want to look? Would you care? The vast majority of them say, I wouldn't care. Some of them say, yeah. But but most ladies that I asked that question of, they're like, yeah, I wouldn't care. And what I'm telling you is, don't be so fixated on the number. Instead, focus on getting healthy, focus on the lifestyle changes, focus on being consistent. Because when you make health and fitness a lifestyle, and you reach generally for the better option, when you prioritize physical exercise, when you prioritize your sleep, when you are mindful of drinking your water, and you continue to do that, the body has no choice but to respond. It will respond. The key, though, is that you continue to do what you need to do and then set yourself up for success. Like, don't engage in behaviors that are going to frustrate you. Like, don't be your own worst enemy. We always do that. That's a human trait. We are our own worst enemy all the time. No matter what somebody else says about us, nobody can disrespect us like we can. And I'm big on, hey, don't do that. Like, it's a challenging enough process already, particularly if you got kids, you got a career, you're busy, you got social engagements, who knows what you got going on, and you're trying to find a rhythm with your exercise. You're trying to find a rhythm with your nutrition. You're trying to find a rhythm with your sleep. You don't need to add in extra obstacles that are going to make your journey feel more arduous. Like, why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? And if anybody's hearing me and they watch that, can I get a type yes if you can appreciate what I'm trying to say here? Let me get a yes in the comments. Okay. So, like I said, the main thing is, don't worry about, this number of where you're trying to go. Focus more on just doing what you need to do, and then you'll get where you're trying to go. Okay? And here's the other thing that's really interesting. Once you are in the neighborhood of where you want to be with your physique, because this is what I found. Again, like I said, I'm not telling y'all anything from theory. I'm telling you from what I actually have done in my own body and am currently doing. And so, like, right through here, like, just as recently as about 2 months ago, I was like, damn, okay, I thought that I was where I needed to be. And in my brain, I was like, do I need to lose more body fat? No. The reality is, guess what? You need to develop the lean muscle. So what I'm saying is, as you get closer to where you want to be, it's going to come a time, it's going to come a point where you just don't have the lean muscle mass there. It's just not developed. And that's why the area looks soft. And so you're going to need to lock in with your form and your technique in order to develop that area so it becomes firmer and tighter. It's not a question of, or a matter of needing to lose more weight. It's about needing to develop the lean muscle in that area so it looks more firm, it looks more tight, and it looks more toned. And so that's what happened for me. Like, through my core here, I was like, damn, do I need to lose more body fat? I thought I was already, I thought I already lost the body fat I needed to lose. I did. It was instead me realizing that, okay, I need to focus on abs better with better form and better technique. I need to focus on my obliques more with better form and better technique. And now we're starting to come together. So that's another key item that I want you to think about too. So, like, when you are like, I don't like how this area looks, or, like, if you lost weight before and you were like, yeah, I lost weight before, but it was this, I couldn't get this to look like this, it didn't do this, because the exercise technique wasn't there like it needed to be in order to see the change in the area that you were looking for. So we, rightfully so, me and my fitness brethren and sister, we focus a lot on nutrition in order to allow the body to lose the body fat that you're looking to lose. However, I find that there's still not necessarily enough airtime given to how important your exercise technique and your form is to get to that next level that you're trying to achieve. Like, form and exercise, the form in your exercise is crucial because you're trying to shape how the body looks through the weight resistance. Okay? Because one thing you need to understand too, as we age, humans, we lose bone density and muscle mass. So with that, you offset that with weight resistance training, not yoga. I know somebody like, I want to do yoga for flexibility, muscle lengthening. There's hella benefits, but it can't be in lieu of weight resistance activities. You want to do both. Okay? You want to do cardio and you want to do weight training. Because cardio will not help you offset the loss of muscle and bone density as we age. And by engaging in weight resistance training, it releases those feel-good hormones. It also helps you regulate your hormones. So ladies, I know as you are, approaching your 50s, or if you're in menopause or postmenopausal, weight resistance is another benefit, or another helper, if you will, to help regulate your hormones. So that's why, another reason why you want to make sure you engage in that weight resistance training and not, substitute something else instead of. No, you still always need to engage in weight resistance training no matter what, particularly as we age. Okay? So, food for thought. So anyway, man, just to review, the way you want your clothes to fit, the way you want to feel in your body, the way you want your body to look, and the relationship between the number you have in your head or the amount of weight you think you need to lose aren't necessarily related. All right? So stop stressing yourself out. Just focus on eating better, moving, getting sleep, drinking water. And as you do that, you're going to get where you need to go. Okay? Hope that made sense. If you have any additional questions, post in the comments below and I will answer them. Also, if you're interested in going deeper or receiving a customized approach for your own situation, please feel free to message me and we can discuss and I can learn more about what you have going on, and then we can see if my services would be a fit for you. All right. So no hard selling. Just if we have a conversation and we see that we're a fit for one another, we'll talk about moving forward. Okay. All right. In the interim, enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's finally nice here in the D. So Lord, we got 80 degrees. That should be a nice day. Hope the weather's cooperating wherever you are. I'll talk to y'all. Take it easy.